Hello and welcome to the British English Podcast. Today's episode is a bite-sized one, and we have Harry with us to go through some conversation cards that I will talk to you about in more detail in a moment. But before we do, hello Harry, how are you doing today?
Hello Charlie, hello listeners. Very well, thank you. Yeah, feeling good. Just had a quick shower before this chat. And I'm in the mood to record a podcast. Though I wanted to mention that I haven't been listening to podcasts recently. Though I love them, I enjoy the format of podcasts. You got any recommendations?
There's a good one called the British English Podcast. There is one that we're going to be using a product of. I don't know if you meant to segue onto this so smoothly, but there's a podcast called The Diary of a CEO. And we're going to be talking about the product that they have. It's not sponsored. I just got them for Christmas. Stacey gave me them, these conversation cards, because we don't have any questions to ask each other now that we're 12 years into our relationship.
We're all out.
So it keeps the conversation flowing. We're all out.
I can't think of anything to ask you.
What, you and me?
Yeah.
Is in our friendship.
I'm done. Question-wise, I'm all out.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, glad that we have the cards as well as Stacey and I. But going back to podcast recommendations, I have appreciated one called Lex Friedman podcast. It's quite highbrow. I don't know if you're looking for a silly one. A silly one I quite like. Actually, it's not silly, but it's very heartwarming, is called The Moth, and it's storytelling.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's from people all around the world sharing their own stories that are very emotional or emotion provoke. What am I saying? Emotive.
Yeah, good word.
Can you say emotion provoking?
Thought provoking. I think emotive is a good word. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, emotive. Let's go with that. And yeah, it brings me to tears. I won't be shy to tell you, to admit to you that it can bring me to tears if I'm washing up, doing some thing that doesn't fit in the dishwasher, like a big pot, doing that, looking out occasionally to the garden, and I've got a tear in my eye.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
You're not just crying because you have to wash up for the 5th time that day. It's literally you've been brought to tears by the stories.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes my hot tap is scaldingly hot, and that also brings me to tears. But
yeah,
I can tell when it's the tap and when it's the podcast.
I burnt my mouth the other day on a cup of soup.
Oof.
We were given these
Nasty.
new mugs, with a thermal mug with a lid. We were given them at work. And I was like, oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. I'll try that out on one of the cuppa soups that are provided.
Uh-huh.
And so I took a sip. I was trying to kind of slurp a sip out of it. There's just a little hole in the top of the lid. And I took way too much into my mouth, and it hurt so. I had to dribble it out onto the mug. Of course, it didn't go in because the lid was on. So I just dribbled this scalding hot soup onto the lid, and luckily no one was around to see it. But my tongue was in bits after. They were really in pain.
Deadly. I'm glad that your company is providing you with cuppa soup to fuel your engagements on the telephone.
Yeah, no, it's good of them.
Is that free of charge? As many cuppa soups as you want?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as many as you like. I mean, it'd be weird
Unlimited
to have more
supply.
It'd be weird to have more than one cuppa soup on a shift, but you could if you wanted to.
Would your manager sort of spot it and just make eye contact with you to say, that's not cool?
Is that your 3rd cup of soup, Harry? Yeah, I don't think they'd actually bring themselves to say, you've had more than your allotted amount of cup of soup. With an unwritten rule
Imagine
as to how much you
if
can
you're
have.
dealing with a phone in and you're going through the flow chart and you're getting to a very serious question and then they like stop you. Get off that headset. Is that your third cup of soup?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, The Moth. I
Moth.
encourage you to check out The Moth. And I also listened to another one that is called No Stupid Questions. It's a psychology professor and an economics professor, and they're having a chat.
Nice.
Yeah,
That sounds interesting.
the recent
Are
ones.
they Americans?
They are Americans. Yes,
Yeah,
that
they
you
always
will
are.
have to. Yeah, you will have to accept that they are American. But the British one that I wanted to talk about today is The Diary of a CEO. Do you know anything about the host of this show?
Yeah, it's the first time I came to know of this guy. I can't tell you his name. Don't remember his name. But I saw him on a chat show or a quiz show. I think he was on Would I Lie to You? A game show. It's not a quiz show or a chat show. It's a game show.
Yeah,
We've definitely
panel
talked
show.
about that. A panel show, exactly. Yeah, and he was on the panel. That's how
Yeah.
I came to know of him. And then I learned that he was on Dragon's Den, the show where entrepreneurs go and try to get investment for their products. And then I heard about his podcast, and I've watched the odd clip of him interviewing people like Jordan Peterson and Mia Khalifa, I think, the ex porn star, now businesswoman / social media lady, influencer.
Right.
So yeah, I've seen him around, but I've never watched a whole episode. Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I'm actually like you with this. I've mainly engaged with the clips on YouTube. He's got a channel called the Diary of a CEO Clips, and it's all just these short bits, and that's really what I've got out of it, or like consumed of his show. But I did hear about these conversation cards, and I was gifted them for Christmas. So I think we should give them a go. And let me explain how it works. So there's a box of conversation cards, and they are broken into 3 categories or 3 levels, depending on the level of conversation and connection that you're looking for. Level 1 is warm up. Use these cards to initiate engaging conversations and break the ice. I think after having known each other, 14 years? 2009 we met.
Yeah, about
Around
14
that,
years.
we probably need to break the ice a bit, don't we?
Yeah,
Level
it's
2
awkward.
is open up. As you're ready to dive deeper and build stronger connections, use these questions to help open up and share on a deeper level. And then level 3, the deep end. Dive in, embrace vulnerability, and experience a level of connection like never before. So I'm excited to get to level 3 with you, Harry. We're going to do one from each category and hopefully, as it said, get to a level of connection like never before.
Wow.
Ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Sounds amazing.
Okay. So I've gone through some of these, and one thing I would critique is that there are a lot of your best, your most favorite thing.
Oh,
And
God.
I find those stressful. So if we see that, let's just change it to one that comes to mind first. Yeah?
That's a good one. Yeah, because superlatives are
Yeah.
annoying. Sometimes you don't, or
They are.
don't have a favorite, or the best this, the best that, the worst this, the best cup of soup you've ever had. Like, come on.
Exactly. And then I feel like you're having to put on a performance and you're allowed to be judged by someone else. Say, oh, that's your best. Gosh, that's rubbish.
Is
It's
that
not
all
about
you've?
that.
Is that all you've done? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a date, and the girl was like, "How many holidays do you go on a year?" That was one of her questions. Awful, awful. And I felt like I had to. She was like, because I go on lots of holidays, and I got going on really nice holidays. So then I felt like I had to
Oh wow.
sell the holiday kind of holidays that I've been on.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Did you go on a second date with that one?
No, no.
No.